Good morning, everyone. It's Darla at Scrap Happens here with Tuesday's tip. This morning, I want to introduce you to a new stamp set that's in the new mini catalog. It's called Mountain Air, and it is amazing. I absolutely love it. So I made this card with it. This is a card we're making in our classes. I also made a card for my son's birthday. He turned 28 last month, but I've already given it to him. But it's gorgeous. I use the same set, and I will post a picture of it on my blog. So be sure to go to my blog, scraphappensherewithdarla.com, for more inspiration. But I had a lot of questions. I put this on our demonstrator planning page, and I had some questions on how I did the mountains. So I wanted to just show you how I did the background of this card. Putting it together is pretty self-explanatory. I have a Night of Navy background. I used the label punch, and I used the Label Me Bold stamp set for the happy birthday. Added some linen thread just to a basic Whisper White card base. But let me get started on how I did the stamping. So I used the Mountain Air stamp set, and I combined it with the Waterfront stamp set, which is in the annual catalog. These are two of my favorite sets, especially for where I live in the mountains. They're just fantastic. This Mountain Air stamp set is really cool. It's a stamp set that you can turn the stamps around and use both sides of them. You can do that on other stamp sets too, but they're not made specifically for that. Like I did a Valentine card, and I turned the heart around to stamp just a solid heart. But and this is how it looks on the inside. I really like it. It just sticks right to the box. But let's get started. So the first thing I do is I take my Highland Heather ink pad, and I have my mountains on here, and I have them on the side that is a solid. So I'll try to pull this up. I don't know if the camera will show it, but you can see the lines. So this is just a solid piece. And I'm going to ink it up. And I have a 3 3/4 by 5 piece of Whisper White cardstock. And I have my Stampin' Pierce mat. You want to be sure and use that so you get solid images. Next, I'm just going to stamp it. And I'm not going to re-ink it. I'm just going to move it up and stamp again to get the lighter color. I'm going to clean this, and I'm going to grab my Night of Navy ink. Oh, got my thumb there. Oh, you know what? I used a dry wipe and it left some fuzzies on there. So let me get a wet wipe. Gonna waste a little bit of ink there, but my image will come out better. My stamping. So there's a what not to do. Don't use your dry wipes, which is just handier than getting a wet one. Okay, so I'm gonna re-ink that up. And I'm gonna stamp it underneath that deep Highland Heather. And then I'm going to just ink up an edge of it, and I'm just going to stamp it one more time. There. Okay, let me close these. So you're going to use Night of Navy, Highland Heather. I used Balmy Blue for the sky, and I just used my sponge brayer inked it up. Oh, and this is really cool. So this is a die. Oh, here they are. I'm like, I know I grabbed them. This is the die set, Majestic Mountain dies, and these are the dies. These trees are really cool. But for this project, I used the die for just the mountains. And so it cuts out like this. And I needed a mask for these mountains, but you see that doesn't work. But, if I can pick it up. If you turn it over, it works perfectly. So I've inked this with my Balmy Blue, and I'm just going to lightly roll over that. For my sky. Next, I'm going to do my water. And that's what I used the waterfront stamp set for. This was kind of a mountain for the waterfront, but I've also used it a lot for water. So I have some Coastal Cabana ink. I'm just going to ink it up. And then I just turn it the other way. And then I'm going to take some Bermuda Bay ink, ink that same thing up, and get some darker colors in there. Okay, so there's my water. Next, I have some shaded spruce ink and the tree stamp. This is from the Mountain Air stamp set. And I'm just gonna stamp my trees on here. Like they're going around the lake. I think they're beautiful trees. Oops. Oh, my mini split is making a funny noise. What that was. It's coming away. It's waking up. It's early, 7 this morning. So, and then I did take this same stamp that I used for the water, and I just inked up the edge of it. And I just kind of, well, I missed. Let me ink that up again. Kind of just did the edge of the water. And then I think I'm going to add maybe another tree with some, or two. And so that's it. And this is what you end up with once you put your card together. Isn't it awesome? I just think it's such a fun stamp set. I can't wait to play with it some more. There's some really beautiful, I've been looking at like mountain paintings. That's where I get a lot of my inspiration. I go to Pinterest too, but I like it to be a little different than what I see on Pinterest. And so I go to paintings and look, like if I'm doing a sunflower card, I'll look at different paintings of sunflowers just to get ideas for colors and different things. Anyways, so I have a bunch of paintings of mountain scenes that I want to try to stamp with this stamp set. So I'm sure you'll be seeing more, maybe not videos, but for sure more of these cards on my blog. Anyways, thank you so much for stopping by today. Have a fantastic day. I'll see you next week with Tuesday's tip. And don't forget to go to my blog for more inspiration. Scrap Happens here with Darla.com. Bye.